another language. Duolingo!
Look no feather. I'm going to show you how to use Duolingo for schools. I'm Madame Sensei. I teach Spanish, French, and Japanese in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. One of the main questions we get on the forum is, how do my students get notifications of assignments? So I'm going to go through several ways that you can do that. First of all, Duolingo will send emails to all your students automatically. All right, this is an example of an email. I put myself in all my classes so that I can see exactly what's going on. So this is a typical email. It's the beginning of the year, of course. I'm not being hard on anybody. When the students complete it, then they get a completion email. Hey, good work. You finished the assignment. Okay. They'll also see this, of course, on Duolingo. When they finish the assignment, they'll get the congratulations screen pop up, but this is an extra email that they get. Additionally, your students also get an email every week that just kind of goes over their progress. Now, I know it's difficult to get students to actually read emails. So another thing I do is I go into my student management system, which here in Washington State is Skyward, and I send a blanket email to all my students about what we did, what we're working on, what we're working towards, reminding them to do their daily Duolingo. And I CC their parents because I know the students aren't reading the email, but I do know that the parents will nag them at the dinner table. The next thing I do to make sure that my students know what their assignment is I go into my grade book and I put a column in long before the assignment's due. Here, this is next week's Duolingo assignment, and I put it in so they can look at the grade book and they can see it's coming up, and they're not surprised by it. Finally, we don't really have a learning management system in my district. We're using Microsoft Teams as the learning management system, but if you have a learning management system, by all means, put it on your learning management system also. Let me show you what I'm doing on Microsoft Teams. Here we are in Microsoft Teams, which we're using because this is our stopgap for a learning management system. I'm sure you have something more robust, better, but this is just fine. I've got all my classes, and you can see, first of all, at the top of the class and the tabs, I made a tab where I linked directly to Duolingo, so the students can find it there. And then I made channels. In our crazy remote teaching last year, I had a different channel for every single day of the week. Right now, I just have a this week and previous weeks. Okay, and this week, hey, this reminds them right at the top, do your daily Duolingo. We're at the beginning of the year. That's why I said, please turn in your syllabus. So here in this channel, this is everything they need to do. I remind them constantly. And then as the weeks go by, then I move things into previous weeks. We're at the very beginning of the year right now, so I have nothing there. And then finally, during every single class, at the beginning of the class, I announce, don't forget to do your Duolingo. I've got it written on my whiteboard. And at the end of the class, I also say, don't forget to do your Duolingo. Have a good day. See you tomorrow. So my point to you is, even though I teach high schoolers, I do not assume that they know what the assignment is. And I'm telling them constantly, in every single method that I have, this is the assignment. So there is no excuse for them to say, I didn't know what the assignment was, because I can easily say, look, I emailed you, Duolingo emailed you, I put it in Skyward, I posted it to the Skyward calendar, and I have it in Microsoft Teams. And so the students have no recourse but to say, yeah, I knew what the assignment was. So have fun. Post your questions about pedagogy and using Duolingo for schools in the Duolingo Educators Forum. You're going to get to this by up at the top bar. Learn is your regular tree. And then you go over here to these three dots that say more. Here's the discuss button right there. And that will take you to the Educators Forum. And you can click on new post. You can respond to somebody else's post. There's a ton of helpful people on this forum ready to take your questions, ready to have wonderful conversations with you about education and teaching and troubleshooting. And I'm telling you, during the pandemic, this was my lifeline, being here and being able to talk to people. I'd also like to make a plug for the Duolingo Educator Network. This is a little more formal than the Educators Forum. The Educators Network meets in a group on Facebook, and we discuss pedagogy, we discuss education stuff, we have fun little movie nights and Blue Kit nights, and we just basically collaborate with people all around the world. We're the ones that Duolingo tested Duolingo for Schools on. We get previews of cool stuff Duolingo's doing. This is honestly the best professional learning community I belong to. I'm telling you, during the pandemic, it was so nice to have a group of people who were experimenting alongside with me, and we were all lifting each other up during the craziness of the last year. So I highly, highly encourage you to join the Duolingo Educators Network.
Duolingo. It's the best way for you to learn another language.